I think one of the biggest opportunities we're seeing is the convergence of market opportunities across all of Asia. We don't think the world is deglobalizing. We think it's just reglobalizing with Asia now as the center point.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest change in venture capital is that there's a lot more founders from China looking to go overseas today and hopefully become global companies. So we see, for example, founders coming to Hong Kong, to Singapore, as well as going to the US, for example, and really innovating companies like Manus on the agentic side, companies obviously, like DeepSeek in China that has really now been used by everybody around the world.
I would say that there is a lot of change happening in the venture capital space. Most recently, about 50% of all venture capital has now been invested into AI alone. So a lot of other areas are going a bit neglected, as you can imagine, because the venture money is being attracted by the hot AI opportunity. So there is, in my opinion, some opportunity for investors to be more contrarian and look at other spaces as well. But AI is very, very exciting. In particular, I think there is a move towards looking now at robotics and more infrastructure in AI. And by that, I mean things like supporting technologies for data centers.
I think the venture capital industry is changing significantly because some of the technologies that today are becoming not just new trends, but established foundations are modifying the rules. AI right now is changing the way companies operate, companies build, the development of blockchain and particularly stable coins that are also changing the way organizations and individuals connect each other with payments, and that's creating a very different playbook. I think this is something that the companies that don't accept, don't absorb, will become obsolete. And that creates a great opportunity for startups and new players to change the rules and to bring new products to market that in the past they were simply not viable because the technology to enable them was not available.
I spend most of my time in the digital asset industry. I think this year, the most important emerging opportunity is actually investing in the large cryptos. Because I think the digital asset, as a result of the work of everyone in the ecosystem over the past few years, has moved from being speculative to the financial infrastructure for the world. And you can see that through DATs, ETF, and many channels, institutional money are flowing into this industry. I would encourage all the audience to pay attention to what's coming. And then I guess transparency is also coming.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot, but particularly I think every country now is realizing that venture capital is an important pillar of economic policy, right? So every country is trying to develop their own VC ecosystem. And so we think that's very exciting. That's going to create a lot of opportunity. And every country realizes that they got to now hedge their technology development, right? In the past, a lot of that technology was coming from the West. They realize now that they also have to diversify, get technology platforms, not only from the West, but also maybe from Northeast Asia, like China, Japan, Korea. And then they have to also self-develop. So I think we're seeing a lot of that homegrown innovation. It's not just happening just in China or the US, it's happening everywhere.
Exploring Hong Kong and China and the opportunities here, we're really seeing a great momentum around supply chain logistics, around AI, and around health tech. Those are sectors that are really growing as well in the GCC, and we are seeing, building a bridge between both markets in those sectors is really rewarding.
So, working at Chainlink, I think obviously our business is very much digital assets. And so for us, what we see is huge amounts of effort and market growth in that particular space. I think traditionally what a lot of people get excited by is cryptocurrency and Web3. What we've found though is particularly now, and Chainlink's one of those unique organizations that we started in cryptocurrency Web3, but now we've expanded into traditional finance. And the most exciting part that we find now is that for many years we've talked about this idea of convergence, this idea that decentralized finance and traditional finance coming together. And the exciting part for us is that that's actually now starting to happen. So what we see is Decentralized finance is creating an institutional version of itself. AML KYC, attracting institutional capital. And in a similar vein, what we find is that traditional finance is moving into this institutional DeFi space where you have large companies investing in on-chain assets. So we think that convergence between DeFi and traditional finance has the potential to change the financial system in the coming years.